Bees Bees! I'm back with another chef microwave video. The last time that I did a chef microwave video, you guys loved it and thought it was super helpful, especially for those of you that don't have access to a stove or other cooking tools other than a microwave. So I am back with another one. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make a delicious, fluffy coconut quinoa in under 10 minutes. And then we're going to make healthy salmon and pappillote. I know what you're probably thinking, fish in a microwave, is she crazy? No, I'm not, but trust me, it's not gonna smell at all and it's gonna be delicious. So if you guys wanna see more chef microwave videos, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. And we're gonna go ahead and get started with our coconut quinoa. First, I'm gonna start by rinsing my quinoa. I have a bowl of water and I'll just set a sieve right over it. Grab half a cup of my dried quinoa and I'll dunk it in. Now with a spoon, I'm just gonna swish it around to rinse the quinoa. Once I'm done, I'm just gonna drain it and then I'm gonna add it into my microwave safe cup. Perfecto. Then I'm gonna add half a teaspoon of kosher salt, a quarter teaspoon of minced ginger, half a cup of coconut milk from a can. This is gonna make it so creamy and add so much flavor too. Then 3/4 of a cup of water. I'll mix it around. Mix, mix, mix. Then I'm gonna put it into the microwave on high for 5 minutes. So I started cooking when I was about 9 years old, really young, and my parents wouldn't let me use the stove a lot, so I resorted to doing a lot of things in the microwave. They even got me this microwave cookbook, and I remember one of the first things I made were these tomatoes with like thyme and garlic powder and salt. Super simple. I would put it in this baking dish, and I would just put it in the microwave, cook it for like a few minutes, and it would come out so delicious. So that was my experience with cooking in the microwave. What delicious meals have you guys created in the microwave at school or at work? After 5 minutes are up, I'm gonna take it out, give it another stir just so we mix it evenly and it doesn't explode in the microwave. And then I'm gonna put it back in for another 3 minutes. And that was our super fast coconut quinoa in less than 10 minutes, you guys. Typically when you cook it on the stove, it takes about 20 minutes and you can totally still do that. You would just put it on a pot over boiling water and let it cook down and cover it when the water has evaporated and continue letting it fully absorb. And this will take at least like 20 to 25 minutes for the whole process on the stove. If you guys want to see the directions for it, both microwave and stovetop, I will leave it in the description box below. Alright, now we're gonna let the quinoa rest and fully absorb the rest of the liquid for about 5 to 10 minutes. While that's doing its thing, we're gonna work on our salmon and pappillote. Here I have a zucchini that I'm just gonna cut into thin slices. Wonderful. Now I have a carrot and I'm just gonna cut it into thirds and then cut it again into matchsticks. Excellent. Finally, I'm gonna prepare my sauce. Here I have a squeezable packet of brown rice miso. It's gonna add so much umami. I'll squeeze a tablespoon into my bowl. And then I have some sweet cooking sake, which is called Mirin. You can find Mirin in the vinegar section of your grocery store. I don't think that you're gonna get carded because it's basically just sweet cooking wine and it doesn't have enough alcohol content to be carded, but I could be wrong. Let me know, guys. Add a tablespoon of that and half a teaspoon of sesame oil. Give it a good mix and we're done. That's our sauce. The miso is so salty that I'm not gonna add any extra seasoning. If you guys don't like miso, I think coconut curry would be really good, or even teriyaki. Last week I made 5 DIY marinades, so you guys should check that out and experiment with what you like best for the salmon. And that's all we need to do for the prep work. It's super easy and just a few ingredients really transforms this dish. All right, now we're gonna put it in our pappillote and then hand it over to the chef. Here I have a big parchment paper large enough to cover my dinner plate. I'll just spread it out. Then I'll grab a little bit of my carrots, spread them out, layer on some zucchini slices, and And then I have a beautiful piece of salmon that's about 6 ounces. I know what you guys are thinking. Is this gonna smell up my entire dorm and work kitchen and be totally embarrassing? I promise you it won't. Why? Because I'm using skinless salmon. Just make sure whatever fish that you're using is skinless, because that's usually what creates that smelliness. But because I'm using a fresh piece of salmon here, keyword fresh. Make sure that you buy like the freshest one available, and if you're planning on cooking it that day, just go to the market the same day and get it. And if you want to meal plan it for the week, cook it first and then save it for whenever you need to eat it. You just have to like nuke it for a minute with your meal planning. Now I'm gonna dress it with my miso sauce. Then I'm gonna top it with half a tablespoon of butter. The butter is gonna melt into our brown miso sauce and make it so rich and flavorful. Finally, I'm just gonna add some mushrooms because I like it, and top it with some sliced green onions for color. Great! Now that we're done, I'm gonna close up the parchment paper, create a seam right in the middle, fold it over twice, and then I'm gonna fold over the edges and tuck it under the packet. That's our salmon and pappillote. And now I'm gonna hand it over to Chef Microwave to finish up the job. I'm cooking my salmon for 4 minutes. I have a piece that's 6 ounces and it's pretty thick. If you guys have a thinner or smaller cut of salmon, be sure to just cook it for 3 minutes and then check on it afterwards. If it's not done yet, just wrap it back up and then cook it for about 30 seconds increments at a time. Once the center is nice and flaky, that's when you're done. I know this sounds fancy, but en pappillote basically just means cooking it in paper. So when we cook it in the microwave, it kind of just redistributes the steam and the moisture within that packet, making the salmon super moist and tender. It's so good. Let's take a look at it, guys. Pretty good for Chef Microwave here, huh? The salmon is perfectly cooked and it does not have that fishy odor at all. Okay, so to serve it, I'm gonna move it over to the side, and then I'm gonna take our fluffy coconut quinoa and serve us a nice helping. I'll garnish it with some green onions for color and a wedge of lemon. You can squeeze lemon juice on the salmon to give it some freshness, but I'm going right in here. I'm gonna go in for the middle to show you how flaky and delicious it is. Look at that, guys, it's perfectly cooked. The vegetables are nice and tender. I'm going in. Good job, Chef. If you guys didn't tell me that this was cooked in a microwave, I never would have guessed, because I would think that it was either steamed on the stove or even baked. It's so tender and it's amazing. All right, now let's move on to our quinoa. Let's give that a try. The grains are separated. It's not goopy or clumped together. Smells super coconutty. All right, I'm gonna try this. That right there is a winner. The flavor is just infused into the grain and it's such a nutty bite. I know microwaving gets a bad rap, but I mean, we gotta get creative, right? Coming up with meals like this, no one would ever know that it was cooked in a microwave because it's done so well. That Busy Bees is a dinner winner. You guys, be sure to tune in next Sunday, because last week when I made the 5 DIY marinades, I asked you if you wanted to see 5 DIY salad dressings, and you gave it like a ton of thumbs up, so that's what I'm gonna do. And also, if you guys want to see me live, I have started doing live videos on my Instagram stories, and I'm gonna plan on doing it every Friday at 5 p.m. but I may just pop in every now and then to say hi or answer some questions too. I did one on Friday, a Paloma drink, and it was so much fun just to connect with you guys directly in real time, and let's keep doing it. I want to know what you guys think about the Chef Microwave series. Comment below and let me know if you guys are planning to do a lot of cooking in your microwave once school is back in session. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye!